how to manifest money.
You are not manifesting from your thoughts. I don't care how much you're visualizing, whatever your vision board shows that you're going to manifest in the way of finances, career, things that finances contribute to, it's just not going to happen unless your subconscious has seen to believe that it's possible. It means whatever conversations were happening around money, judgments were happening around money. If you grew up in a community that was like extremely reflective of lack, if you are in a career or manifesting something about money that in childhood you never witnessed anybody that was successful in this right before, your subconscious has no frame of reference of how you can have abundance in this lane or in general. And it just requires a little bit of digging and unblocking.
Thinking about what your caregiver's relationship to money is, what they think about money, what their, perspectives or viewpoints were about money, how they interacted with money, how they used it. Like, what are some of the things that have come up for you in your life, Lacy, where when you were unpacking all this stuff, you're like, oh, these are all the stories that were looping for you?
I remember my mom being like, we're writing a hot check, don't tell anybody. It was that in those really informative years. So that's the obvious, right? We all have, even in our conscious state, that we can reflect back to the obvious things that we heard around lack. But the surprising things that you'll start to recognize when you are doing the Unblocked Money course inside the Pathway and you're doing the deep imaginings, it's the stuff that you didn't even remember that sometimes is way more impactful than just the normal looping of either shadow, which we can break down a little bit more, and languaging programming from your caretakers. Really, all of the money work comes down to the subconscious. It comes down to our three principles that we always talk about: unblocking, expanding, and aligned action. But you are not manifesting from your thoughts.
Yeah, I was even thinking about this one messaging from my dad always rings so vividly for me, is when he would talk about like athletes signing mega $100 million deals, and he would just think it was so insane and so ridiculous and like bad. And then some of the other ones are, you have to save money because you never know when it's going to be taken away from you, especially watching my parents divorce. It was like, like you never know when you're going to have to, go back to work or pick up a new job, or everything could just, the rug could get pulled out from underneath you. There was a lot, especially around like the broader family, of like the government will take all your money. Like it's not even worth it making that much money because they'll just take it all. Like a lot of that sort of programming. And then other ones we saw for the community is like a lot of jealousy and envy when others have money or wealth, like scoffing at them or expressing disdain. Like, I can't believe they're wearing that bougie item or something like that. A helplessness towards money. This was an interesting one. And I think this comes up a lot for people who grew up with a certain level of safety around money from their family, but feeling that someone's always going to bail them out. So like they can get themselves in like a precarious situation, they can overspend, they can run themselves down their savings, but they're like, well, my parents can bail me out. And that actually blocks them from having their abundance portal come in because they're like kind of waiting for that caretaking to happen. Money makes you valuable versus money serves as a function. Like you're only as valuable as your money. That's a huge one that I've seen pop up. There's so many.
It's honestly endless, and it's really just tailored to whatever one person's experience was. One that I would see that was really common as well, they would be like, oh no, I grew up in middle class, like abundance. There was, there wasn't a lot of lack around, but even the simplicity of your authentic self and soul desires something that it never witnessed in childhood. So if your parents were in finance and a teacher, but you are, like you were saying, maybe you're a director, you're an artist, and you just never witnessed anybody successful in the arts around you, that would be the lack of expansion. But also furthermore, I would see this a lot in clients that when they were young, they looked at their parents' career as prison. Like the parents weren't around really. The parents weren't happy. Yes, they had their needs met, but the parents were miserable doing things that weren't their dreams. And we don't even think that on a subconscious level, we imprint, oh, if I make money, if I'm successful in a career, I'll be in prison. And so something as simple as that, and the lack of expansion in the arts is why you maybe went to art school and you've been doing art for the last 10 years, but you just can't get your art career off the ground. Like it's that simple. So I love that you touch on those aspects, because we're just trying to bring to mind so many different examples of what this could be on a subconscious level that's literally pushing abundance away from you.